So I'll give you what we call a GI cocktail, which is primarily antacids, and see if that helps. That way we can allow us to come back and reassess that. Oh, no, no, no medication. Is she serious? So can we do this? Unfortunately, there's a huge red flag on her labs. D-dimer is very high. The D-dimer test is used to screen for blood clots, which are very common during pregnancy. Get X-ray that instead. These blood clots can travel to the lungs and kill you. Okay, so the lab results show some confidence. What's up, y'all? How y'all doing? All right, we're gonna jump into it because I hear people say I take too long to start, which is at the end of the day, I don't agree with that. Um, Hope all is well. Make a few things. I want to speak about a few things first before I jump into the main topic. First, I want to read about Brandon Johnson hiring former Alderman John Arena as his Springfield liaison. Um, Mayor Brandon Johnson is turning to a former member of the city council to organize and fight for his Springfield agenda. Former Northwest Side Alderman John Arena will join the administration March 24th with little runway to deliver on Johnson's priorities as the General Assembly spring session is already well underway. The hire fills a post left vacant since last year when Mike Casasio, a longtime Teamsters lobbyist hired by Johnson, left the administration to become chief of staff to Cook County Circuit County Clerk Mariana. Johnson has struggled for state legislative wins. Intense relationship with J.B. Pritzker has occasionally bubbled up to the surface. Arena says despite his lack of experience in the state capitol, his time on city council prepared him for the job. City council is not an island unto itself. That experience of building relationships, being in this business, is all about relationship building, he said. My role will not be first and foremost lobbying. We will have lobbyists that are contracted to do that work. My job is to build an effective team. Arena will report to Kennedy Bartley, Chief of External Affairs in the mayor's office, who last year was hired away from United Working Families, a political arm of the progressive movement that helped Johnson with the mayoral election. I will be spending time down in Springfield getting to know people that I haven't had a chance to work with, as well as reintroducing myself to others and just making sure that there is a pipeline of information going back and forth between these two important bodies for Illinois. He would not get in the weeds of Johnson's near term legislative priorities, but said they're focused on new revenue streams and greater share of existing sharing agreements. We're really going to have to see what's in the world of the possible. He said, Chicago is a player in producing revenue and it also needs revenue back from the state. Without a full-time Springfield legislative affairs liaison, since Casasio resigned late last year, Johnson's team was gauging state lawmakers' reaction to Arena's potential hiring in recent weeks. The spring session runs through May, but much of the work preparing and building coalitions around legislation that has a chance to be approved is over. Arena acknowledged his arriving late to the dance. Everything begins with the first step, he said. I'm looking forward to getting down there and rolling up my sleeves, bringing the mayor's message down there, listening to people. What I would like to do is make sure that this is the most productive 2 years in terms of a relationship in Springfield that we can put together. As a member of City Council's Progressive Caucus, which has grown and moved to the left since his departure from the body, Arena was an affordable housing advocate who sometimes clashed with colleagues. After his electoral defeat in 2019 to current 45th Ward Alderman Jim Gardner, Arena was later hired by former Mayor Lori Lightfoot for a short-lived job as a senior advisor of the City Department of Planning and Development. Since rumors began circulating Arena was coming back to City Hall, some of his former colleagues have cast doubts on his ability to build relationships, describing him as more of a policy wonk than a coalition builder. Arena responds it's time to move forward. I work with a lot of people on the city council, and some didn't appreciate what my politics were or what my approach was to things, but a lot of them did. Looking back isn't going to do anybody any good. I think we got to move forward. We got to build relationships where we can. We need a unified Illinois because we are under attack from the federal government. Arena will be working to advance a laundry list of priorities Johnson has identified, but thus far come up short in landing amid pushback from Pritzker and the General Assembly. As a former organizer with the Chicago Teachers Union, Johnson has pressed Pritzker to deliver on the $1 billion owed to Chicago public schools under the state school funding formula. Seeking progressive revenue options to help the budget woes, Johnson needs the state sign off to expand Illinois sales tax to services. He's also pushed for a new stadium deal for the Chicago Bears that requires state approval for at least $900 million in public subsidies to build the stadium itself, potentially $1.5 billion more in infrastructure costs. After Johnson helped sink a measure that would effectively ban intoxicating hemp products from being sold in the state, Pritzker, who made the legislation a priority, criticized the mayor for a lack of communication with his office and state legislators. The mayor and his staff don't reach out very often, Pritzker said at the time. It seems like they don't have good relationships in Springfield, in part because they don't do the outreach that's necessary. Johnson has argued he's built long-time relationships with legislators preceding his time in office, including with House Speaker Emanuel Chris Welch and Senate President Don Harmon. Johnson's intergovernment affairs staff has been significant turnover during his nearly 2 years in office, beginning with his transition team and forming Lightfoot's entire legislation team, including Deputy Mayor of Intergovernmental Affairs Beth Beatty. They would not be retained, only to reverse course the next day. Beatty stayed in the position through Johnson's first budget before taking a job as city manager of Joliet. Sidney Holman, a Cozen O'Connor lobbyist with Springfield experience, took over in November 2024, but resigned within a year amid an organizational change in the mayor's office that would see her legislative team report to Bartley, Johnson's chief of external affairs. Two others left on the same day as Holman, and the interim leader of the Intergovernment Affairs team, Eric Martinez, departed a month later. Emily Melby has been serving as interim head, reporting to Bartley. Clayton Harris, who ran unsuccessful campaign for Cook County's state's attorney, was interviewed by Johnson's staff for a position on the team last fall, but was not hired. According to sources familiar with the interview, he later became chief of staff to Chris Speaker Welch. In addition to an in-house Springfield position, the city regularly contracts experienced lobbyists to work on specific initiatives during busy legislative sessions. John Arena is a progressive, socialist, communist spirit. There's no way in the world he should be nowhere near Springfield, but let alone no one is going to listen to him in Springfield. That was the worst of the worst of the worst people that he could have hired. Like, he's not respected at all. From the way he acted when Gardner got in, to still harassing Gardner, to the reason why Gardner had to deal with that lawsuit is because of this man. He has people that harass Alderman Gardner. He is a thorn. He is a thorn. And reporting to Kennedy Bartley is crazy. Kennedy Bartley, you know, I had a meeting with this girl. Okay. Meeting with this girl. She asked to meet with me. And I gave her some words of encouragement and some words of wisdom, and basically told her that if she don't find another job, she will be blacklisted forever because you are with the worst administration on earth. The worst administration on earth. Her and my sister went to DePaul together. They were in class together, school together. They graduated together. Kenny Bartley is a very smart girl. That is not the place for her to be, and I hate to see her career going to end up crashing. You understand? I don't care what money this man think that he has. What he has a 95% of Chicago cannot stand Brandon Johnson. 95% of Chicago cannot stand his administration. 95% of Chicago cannot stand the progressive caucus and the city council members there, the state reps, anybody that even the word progressive is a triggering word in the city of Chicago, the state of Illinois. There's no moderation, and that is the goal for making Chicago great again, getting moderation back in Chicago when it comes to politics, when it comes to power, when it comes to our schooling, when it comes to our children, when it comes to our businesses. We are losing a business every day. Bar Louie just went out of business in the South Loop. Okay, like it's just to the point now. Our downtown is embarrassing. You understand? Like it's embarrassing. So going down there to try to find revenue, there's no revenue because y'all done stole it. It's RICO time. It is RICO time. Y'all going to jail. Y'all are going to jail. So to sit here, just like with the situation when it comes to the CTU situation with the hundred, I mean, now you got to go back with the city. Well, city council wrote a letter to well, they call themselves the Common Sense Caucus, right? So the Common Sense Caucus wrote a letter yesterday to Mayor Johnson to explain to him about this $175 million reimbursement payment, CTU pension, that he's not going to get, okay? But anyway, I'm going to read it to you. Mayor Johnson, it is regrettable that the Board of Education has opted not to reimburse the city of Chicago, a municipal corporation, the $175 million non-CTU pension payment made on their behalf in the budget through your financial team. City comptroller, who we no longer have, Chase, we have no comptroller. We have no comptroller for the city of Chicago. Chase walked off, is going on about 6 months now. We don't have no comptroller. Budget director and chief financial officer assured us otherwise. The unexpected development will cause the city's year-end reporting to be out of balance as required by state statute. This financial emergency does not need to be a fiscal crisis. However, it does require all hands on deck. As the legislative branch of government, the city council appropriated government funds for city services based on the expectation of revenue to be received, including those funds from sister agencies like the Board of Education. Therefore, we are asking your financial team to work with full city council on how best to proceed in both the short and long terms. We propose the following: city council authorization for any funds reallocation or reappropriation needed to cover the budget deficit for 2024, including reserves, surpluses, and departmental turnover. Quarterly report to Joint Committee of Finance and Budget Government Operations on revenue, departmental spending, turnover, and cash flow management. Make removing the City of Chicago pension payment obligation to the Board of Education your main priority in Springfield this session. Now is the time to show our shared constituents that we are all committed to be honest and transparent governance. Please consider acting on our request before taking any financial taking any financial actions for fiscal year 2024 or fiscal year 2025. Though we would rather work collaboratively to solve this problem, we are prepared to act legislatively to ensure our requests are met if any attempt to exclude the concerns of Chicago taxpayers were to transpire. We look forward to your affirmative response as we work to fix this problem. On behalf of the City of Chicago, Alderman Brian Hockman, 2nd Ward, Alderman Anthony Beal, 9th Ward, Alderman Peter Chico, 10th Ward, Alderman Marty Quinn, 13th Ward, Alderman Raymond Lopez, 15th Ward, Alderman Derek Curtis, 18th Ward, Alderman Savannah Tabres, 23rd Ward, Alderman Monique Scott, 24th Ward, Alderman Felix Cardona, 31st Ward, Alderman Scott Wegesbeck, 32nd Ward, Alderman Gilbert Villegas, 36th Ward, Alderman Anthony Napolitano, 41st Ward, Alderman Brandon Riley, 42nd Ward, Alderman James Gardner, 45th Ward, and Alderman Deborah Silverstein, 50th Ward. Now, Banana Suit just signed on, which is Daniel Espada. He's the first progressive. And then the second progressive was Andre Talks Out the Both Sides of His Mouth Vasquez. He also signed it as well. And they call themselves the Common Sense Caucus. And the Common Sense Caucus, I think that's dope that y'all call yourself that. However, y'all still part of the Disgrace 50 because ain't no action really going on. Like, y'all got to put a letter together for this man to resign. Okay, y'all got to make sure that's how it'll show me how much power y'all got and how much love you have for the city of Chicago and y'all constituents. If you guys write a letter for this man's resignation, he does not know how to govern. He got to be at it can't even be at 6.6% anymore. It got to be at 4.4% when it comes to him being a mayor. They have no idea when it comes to financial. He's just worried about him getting his pension in the coming years when it's time for him to retire, because he'll be a millionaire, which doesn't make any sense. You have the city of Chicago paying for resources when it comes to CPS when they should have their own tax. I don't know why CPS doesn't have their own tax. And that's what Mr. Blakemore was breaking down to me. So that's kind of weird. But however, that's needs to be the next letter. The next letter is, Mayor Brandon Johnson, we have no faith. Okay, we have no faith in you, to the point it's getting so bad that local 2 firefighters, Chicago Fire Department, they now teamed up with CTU. Like, he's so desperate to try to get this 4-year contract, he went with the ops, and y'all were better off striking. I mean, because at this point, CTO, no one has no respect for CTU either. They're crashing out. I mean, crashing out, suicide. So it's like it's really bad. And the firefighter, the union man for the firefighter, you could do better than that. You could have called John. You could have called the FOP man. I don't understand. Why would you link up with Stacey Gates and Jackson Potter? Why? You know what I'm saying? That is just ridiculous. However, that's Chicago in their politics. But I came on here because I keep seeing about this rally, this global rally that's going on, that's going to happen April 5th, right? It's supposed to be all over, and it's supposed to be hands-off rally and march to rise up and fight back against Trump and Musk. Okay? The one that's going to be here is going to be Saturday, April 5th, from 12 to 2, down at the Richard Daley Center. Okay? And they are going hands off. They're going, and it's supposed to be for Medicaid, Medicare, Social Security, our jobs, our wallets, our books, fair elections, personal data, public land, veteran services, cancer research, unions, consumer protections, clean air, clean energy, schools, libraries, free speech, LGBTQ rights, immigrants, courts, and more. This don't say nothing about Black America or black communities. Okay, this is a global thing, and the sad thing is that we must stop Trump and must legal billionaire power grab. All of this stuff that y'all talking about, y'all have taken. I'm banned right now from the city of Chicago until April 15th because y'all violated my free speech. That's the Democrats. Y'all didn't care about no clean air or clean energy because when I forgot what that group was called that was fighting for them fossils and stuff, and they was going in, breaking into all the Chuck Schumer stuff and all that back in the day, because y'all don't care about them fossils. The Democrats don't care about no clean air, clean energy. When it comes to public land, the city of Chicago has displaced over 60,000 black CHA vouchers, public housing people. They've knocked down all the high rises. One thing when it comes to New York City, right? I'm from Albany, New York, but New York City, as you see, is still contained, right? Like, because they still have their housing projects. DC, they knocked their housing projects down too. Now they all over the place. Like that right now, the issue of these people being displaced is not because of the Republicans. It's because the city of Chicago was using that land, and was conspiring with CHA, these crooked developers, and then these crooked aldermen, like, we'll give a prime example, Walter Burnett. Okay, Walter Burnett, he done went and sold out all of Cabrini Green. The few people that's still living in there, I pray every day that they don't go nowhere, because they're just waiting for them to go, but they clearly know that they're not going nowhere. I'm saying they know that they can't kick them out. But everybody else got bamboozled because they're trying to take the little spot of that, because all he does is give it to his white developer friends like Peter Halston. That's what they do. So to sit here and talk about public land, y'all don't care about land. I got a friend right now that's trying to buy her lot next door to her. She owns that house. They taking her through the ringer to get her own lot that's right next to her. Like, they giving her a hard time. She should not have a hard time getting her own lot. She should not get her whole time getting her own lot. They don't want us to buy these blocks back. They don't want us to buy these lots back. They don't want us to rebuild. They want to they want to gentrify it and push us out and say it's a racism thing. But the whole time, the black gatekeepers in our community is holding us back from buying land, buying our blocks, buying our vacant lots. Y'all don't want it. Y'all don't want us to do that. Consumer protection, what? Your wallets, your books. Y'all don't care about teaching these kids. Y'all literally are mad because y'all wanted to force LGBTQ into the curriculum. They wanted to force normalizing that your kid wants to be a whole nother gender, and their brain is not even developed yet. Like, you don't care about Social Security. Social Security is not going anywhere. I don't understand what it's going to take for y'all idiots to get that. And I use this example all the time. President Donald J. Trump is what, 78, 79, or 78 years old? Do you know how long President Trump has been paying into his Social Security? Like, a long time. Do you know that when he, God forbid, but when he goes on, his Social Security retirement goes to who? His wife. He's not getting, like, all of them rich white men, all the rich Republicans, all the rich Democrats, rich people, anybody that put in Social Security since they've been taking out your check, they're not getting rid of Social Security. I don't get it. I don't understand why they continue to say that. He's not getting rid of Social Security. Like, it's real weird. And he said this. He's getting rid of the fraud in Social Security. The people who are $125 still 120, I mean, still getting their Social Security, and they are 125 years old. Well, you're 125 years old and somebody's still collecting a check for that, and y'all don't think it's something wrong with that. Like, y'all are crazy. So when it says to rise up and fight back, no. Black America, Black Chicago, this don't got nothing to do with us. Stop normalizing a pain that we do not have. We cannot afford to be out here fighting for Palestine. We cannot afford to be out here fighting for Israel. We cannot afford to be out here fighting for anybody but ourselves. Anybody but ourselves. This rally is due. Okay, we're not doing no rallies. April 5th, that don't have nothing to do with the conservative people, anybody that has common sense, anybody that at the end of the day, we got people in our communities who can't even buy the block. You've got people keep talking about it's easy to buy our blocks and stuff in our community. No, it's not. It's not easy at all. Okay, they take you through the ringer. So to sit here and say, no, you can go to the land bank. You can go to the land bank. They get you some land over there. No, you can go buy them taxes on that thing. No, you cannot. These people, these aldermen have it set up that they don't have no information to give us when it comes to how we can get this land and these properties and these vacant properties in our community. However, they give all the information to these developers or these crooked people that are clicked up with them. They can give you everything because it's a money game. They're not for the people. They're not for the community. That's why you have to vote these people out. And that's just what it is. So it's a lot of people, when it comes to segregation and stuff like that, and I'm for segregation. Guys, integration was never good for us. Okay. And we see it every day. Right now, you're dealing with the white racist liberal. You're dealing with the white racist Jew. You're dealing with the Jesse Jacksons, the Al Sharptons, the Maxine Waters of Black people that are gatekeepers and have sold us out. And you're dealing with the racist foreigners who have came over here and have used the Black plight as their excuse to make money off of us. So now that Trump has stopped DEI and has stopped all this stuff, now that they're all this fake concern and they're upset and they're happy when it was not beneficial for us at all. It wasn't beneficial for us at all. You understand? I think people need to understand that. Let me go. We can go back to the 13th, 14th, and 15th Amendment. Those amendments were crucial, shaping the rights of Black Americans after the Civil War. So we have the 13th Amendment, that's 1865, that abolished slavery except as a punishment for a crime. We have 14th Amendment, granted citizenship and equal protection under the law. 15th Amendment gave Black men the right to vote. Right? Cool. Now, when we started getting everything, the main thing that we was asking for, our 40 acres of UR land, we needed the whole Reconstruction era to start building what we needed. The only thing that we had asked for the government at that time was our was protection, military protection or police protection, we could say at that time, because we were getting our stuff together to form our military and stuff like that. Now we have everything. Okay, we have everything. We have everything. Okay, if we're not respected the way that we're not respected, and we're not getting respected, the Democratic Party is done. Any person any black person that's still trying to cap for the Democratic Party, you got Stockholm syndrome. Any white liberal who is capping for the Democratic Party, you racist. Any Jewish person capping for the Democratic Party when it comes to Black America, as you see what we got going on over here in our communities, you racist. Okay, and that is and so in order to fight that right now, in order to fight the manipulative, the manipulation and the victim the victims in the Democratic Party and the gay racists, because there's a lot of gay white racists too. Alderman Lawson, Ben Lawson, whatever that is, Bennett Lawson, a gay racist. Tommy Knutson, a gay racist. You understand? So there's a lot of white gay men racists too. Now, a lot of them. However, they also have benefited with the whole DEI and all that stuff. So I was very happy that President Trump cut that DEI stuff, cut it off. Great. So now that we're here and you've got people that are fake outraged at Elon Musk and Trump for exposing what we've already knew and we've already known, that's a distraction, because at the end of the day, if Black America, and this is real talk, if Black America, if we would just hold our dollar, right, and do not spend it unless we absolutely have to, like we don't have grocery stores and stuff like that. We cannot boycott Target. We cannot boycott Walmart like the way y'all think we can. No, we cannot. Okay, and that's because you've had people like Jesse Jackson, who back in the day had the voice, and when he went to boycott AT&T, he didn't make sure that we had an AT&T, a black version, a black-owned AT&T, or just like he did Anheuser-Busch. He didn't make sure we had our own. Yeah, now we have some brewery things. Like we have the Moores brewery. Shout out to my guys over there. However, we don't have an Anheuser-Busch. We don't have a Coors. We don't have a Modelo. They got the Hispanics got Modelo and Corona. You see what I'm saying? Like we don't have those things. We don't not to a larger scale, not a corporation scale like we should have. And like I said, so the thing with that is, if we literally do not go out unless we have to, right? Unless we have to, or we go to Black-owned businesses. But Black-owned businesses, you're gonna have to work with us too, right? Y'all gonna have to get y'all customer service up. Y'all gonna have to get these prices down, because niggas ain't paying $45 for a shot of Casamigo. Okay, y'all gonna have to get that together. However, as we need to collaborate and need to keep our businesses open and need to start prioritizing our dollar with each other, we also need to show these people that we can do this. But us going out here protesting against these corporations is crazy for getting rid of DEI, when you need to be boycotting the Democratic Party for keeping us in shackles. They have legit messed up that we don't have anything, that we argue with each other about stuff. Mr. Gregory, Dr. Claude Anderson, and Malcolm X was very, 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 very big on boycotting our dollar, our economically. Look what happened with Montgomery buses. They finally said, all of them finally said, F it. Ain't no way in the world I'm paying the same dollar as these white people, and I got to get up and go to the back of the bus. And these people, I'm good. So what they start doing? They start carpooling. They started walking. They broke it. Yeah, it may took 2 years, but I feel like, honestly, it's not going to take 2 years. It honestly will probably take about 90 to 120 days for these white people to understand that ain't nobody playing with y'all. And when I say the white people, the white racist people, the foreigners, these foreigners, how the hell does every foreigner come over to our communities and is able to open up a grocery store, If they want to open it and give us the worst type of food or the worst type of groceries, how can they open up a gas station and they give us watered down gas? That's why our engines and stuff be messed up. How can they come in here and open up JJ Fishes and chicken shacks and stuff like that? But when it comes to us open up our own businesses in our own community, we keep getting the runaround from your own aldermen. These people will be down there, them 20 black pieces of crap aldermen will be down there talking about how we need black empowerment, black economic. Yes, we can buy back the blocks. And then when we buy back the blocks, when we go in there and try to buy back the block, they give us the runaround. It was a man, we were at this thing at Washington Park 2 Saturdays ago. His name was something Foreman, last name Foreman. He was from some type of commerce thing, but he was in there talking out of both sides of his mouth. But anyway, he was saying that the university, because he's a professor over at the University of Chicago, but he was basically saying that the University of Chicago has literally only have 4 acres of land. The University of Chicago been stealing land since my mama was little. Since the University of Chicago is a criminal organization. They even taking land out in Harvey, Illinois. They are crooks. But this black piece of crap comes into this classroom on a Saturday in Washington Park and lead these people on about the University of Chicago really don't have that much land. Are you nuts? They stealing land in Woodlawn and Inglewood like crazy. And they've been doing it for a very long time with the help of Daley Jr., with the help of the city of Chicago, with the help of these people. So to sit here and act like they're this innocent people, this is the problem with us. You got people I looked at it's a person I unfriended earlier today because it's some of these people that are so lost out here on Facebook. Facebook, they slow as hell over there. But when you deal with, it's a guy talking about something. Trump is about to investigate CPS for all the money, misspent money. He need to be worried about what's going on in foreign countries. What? Not Mr. Southside. What are you talking about? What are you talking about? No. Yes. Where is RICO time? These people need to go to jail. You sitting here capping for a Brandon Johnson who does nothing for our community. You're capping for a Lori Lightfoot who did nothing for our community. Rahm Emanuel, he closed down. It was the start of. He really was about God stepped in with the Laquan McDonald thing to hurry up and get him up out of here. But closing of the mental health facilities, closing of the schools. Then you got Daley Jr., who was the worst of the worst of the worst of the worst. You understand what I'm saying? So my thing is, right now, the city of Chicago is the downtown. It looks bad. It looks terrible. And it looks terrible because you ain't got nobody in that administration that know about business, that care about business, that know about economics, that cares about Chicago, the city of Chicago, the culture of Chicago. Chicago is culture, and I keep trying to tell people this. And the worst about this is that if I love your city, why don't you love your city? This city is a beautiful city. Everything about Chicago is beautiful. The food, the women, the men, the music, everything, the art, the museums, the aquarium, everything but the Bears right now. So the fact that people want to sit here and talk about he want to talk about getting a Bears stadium, the Bears need to win. That stadium is fine. That stadium worked. I went there. I never went to a Bears game, but I went to go see Beyonce there, and it was pretty good there. It's pretty good there. They don't need nothing. You know what we need? We need our businesses back in downtown. Call up Grand Lux. I was so hurt when Grand Lux left. Call up. We're losing. Lori's, open back up Lori's. We're losing our culture, and y'all gonna continue to let this happen because y'all have this mindset that Trump is the problem. Trump is about our local politics. It's about our state politics. I seen one of my favorite comedians that I love, and it said, J.B. Pritzker for president. What? J.B. Pritzker for prison. Okay? Jail. Yeah. Like, what are you talking about? That's what I'm saying. Like this is crazy. This is crazy. Segregation, I'm with it. I'm for it. It needs to happen. It needs to happen. Okay? Like Dick Gregory has always said, boycotting is a tool for justice. Okay? He's always said, he was a very active supporter for Montgomery the bus boycott. He was in Watts. You know, my man got shot in his shot in his leg when he was protesting out in Watts. It was the Montgomery bus boycott was one of the most economic protests in history. You know, he always encouraged Black people to withdraw their dollars from businesses that did not respect them. That's why when people was getting mad about, he took back that rule, basically saying that they can go back to colored only and white only signs. Okay, please get them signs back. Get them signs back up here so I know not to go to them places. Okay, if you got a white only sign, why the hell would I want to give you my money? Nah, I'm going in there. I want to eat in there. Yes. Throw up and spit all on my food because I want to be right up in there. No, I'll take a whites only sign. Matter of fact, I'll take my black dollar. And go over here. I'll eat let me tell you something. If it's 4 Black owned restaurants in the South Side of Chicago, I'll eat at them same 4 restaurants until I want to cook myself. Or you know what I'm saying? We have to do it. We have to be disciplined. And discipline is enough. And we have enough common sense and enough people out here that get it. You know what I'm saying? But despite of what they say online and the fake media and stuff like that, we can do this. These Black kids have no problem taking their dollar and keeping it. Okay, these Black kids also have no issue with letting people know. Yeah, I'm not spending over there. I'm not doing that. I'm not doing that. No, we can do this. Like, we literally can do this. We really need to show these people, like, you know what? You got it. Because the white liberal and the white Jew, the racist ones, are literally using us along with these foreigners, these Indians. They were using they melanated like they were us. Like, they're pissed. Donald Trump has cut off the money machine, has cut off the DEI money machine. So now you've got people who are outraged, like the Jasmine Crockett's and the other Black women, a part of the Mean Girl clique, because they graduated with from HBCU and they're an AKA or in the Divine Nine, and they're just better than them. You got them arguing and mad too. Oh my God, he cut off DEI. You don't do nothing for the community, you Divine Niners. Y'all do nothing. Even with the AKA open up a credit union here. That credit union is only for the AKA people. It's not for anybody else. Y'all do nothing. Y'all come down there and get y'all 100. Y'all, how many resolutions are y'all guys gonna get? Y'all get a resolution every year for 1907 for y'all little anniversaries and shit. And then not just y'all in 1913 for the Deltas and the rest of the stuff, but y'all get y'all useless resolutions from them useless Divine Nine aldermen down there from the Do Nothing Black Caucus that don't do anything for us. Y'all don't do nothing for the Black community. Nothing at all. Our Black communities look like that, and y'all are proud to say that y'all went to the Howard University. You proud that you went to FAMU. You proud you went to this, but you don't do nothing for your community. Y'all trash. Y'all literally are trash. Okay, I'm boycotting Target. Okay, you boycotting your community too. As you see, it ain't nothing over there. Yeah, that's what you do. You've been boycotting. Fuck, I'm not going. I'm not buying no. I'm not going to Walmart. All right. Okay. We see you don't go into your black community either and see what's going on. Do you go to a PTA meeting? Have you been to City Hall to go to a regular committee meeting and watch how much they launder money by using our statistics when it comes to anything that has to do with money? Anything when they need some money down there, they go find somebody to go put some BS statistics together and say we're the highest in it. We, like I said, we're the highest in bicycle crashes, getting hit by bicycles. That's just how crazy it is. But you got all these statistics. However, none of the money we never see in our community. Just like you've got people down there like Monique Scott and other people who pleaded for them not to take ShotSpotter out. And as a black man raising 3 black kids on the west side of Chicago, he took ShotSpotter out, knowing that 4 people just this week alone got shot and killed in Inglewood. But we'll never know. If it's going to be a bloody summer out here, it's going to be a crazy summer out here if we don't start holding our own rallies. And the rallies is not against Trump. It's not against Musk. Where is the money for our communities? Where is the money? Where is our vocational trade? Where are the trades? I want everything that was in CVS put back in CVS like y'all got in Lane Tech. That's what I'm talking about. Why is our charter schools people reading at a 4th grade level in the 12th grade and y'all about to put them out here in society so y'all can put them in jail because they don't have no skills? Why? Where y'all at? Where y'all at? Why can't my friend Molly buy her lot right next door to her? Why? And she paying property taxes. And she paying property taxes, the same property tax as the people that's on the north side or Lincoln Park, whatever. Why can't her kids graduated from her? She got a college graduate. Her child graduated from college. Her son right now is in UK and in France on a creative situation got going on. But the black boy, first time he's in UK and he's in Paris. But she having a hard time getting a lot right next to her that she keeps clean. She keeps clean. And she yeah, and that's Jeanette Taylor Ward. So I just need to understand Washington Park, you got the white, she got a white neighbor, right? And the white neighbor gonna ask her what's she gonna use the lot for? Why are you over there? Why are you take your ass back to Aurora? Take it back to Naperville. Yeah, you coming into our community. That's what I'm saying. Gentrification ain't been nothing good for us. Ain't been nothing good for us. But we had people who were supposed to be our leaders not do what they were supposed to do. So now they're old and dying out. You've got other people that's trying to take over, like the Jasmine Crockett's and stuff like that. And y'all don't mean no good. And y'all not going to mean no good because y'all have turned the Democratic Party into a social club. It is literally the Soho House. It is literally the Soho House with a whole bunch of dumb, pretty women and dumb, pretty guys. Yeah, y'all got no brains over there. Y'all think y'all are better, but y'all aren't. So the best thing to do is to show these people is to demolish the Democratic Party. You have to demolish it. Now, hear people say, "Oh, well, the Republican Party ain't the Republican Party ain't much better." Well, I don't know because this is the first time that I went full throttle with the Republican Party. Okay, I know that much. I know that I never vote. You can look up my registering thing for Democrats. I've never voted. Okay, I never felt the need to vote because at that time I got to eat regardless. You understand? So I'm out here. It doesn't matter who's in office. But when I had to take on this is my calling, clearly from God. But when I had to take this calling on for my mom, and when I realized how detrimental the Democratic Party was, it's like ain't nowhere in the world people still voting for these people. Like The Republican Party ain't the problem. It's the people in both parties that's the problem. Like I said a long time ago, you got to revamp both of them because they both trash. But there's been plenty of people that have told me, well, Zoe, we can take over the Democratic Party. I'm so anti-Democrat, I barely like wearing blue. I will never, ever vote blue. Never, ever, 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 ever. If yeah, like maybe if I know that person and I know that and I had to pick a person, but when it comes to like on the federal, absolutely not. Absolutely not. The time now is the time that we can go independent, and like I told a lot of my the younger kids that always ask things, I say, well, this is y'all time to push the independent party. However, when it comes to Chicago, this city, this state, the state of Illinois, the land of Lincoln, this is it's going to be a red wave. The Democratic Party is no. These Democrats in Chicago and Illinois need to resign or go to jail. That's it. Like in the words of Mr. Big from "I'm Gonna Get You Sucker," the window or the stairs. That's all. That's y'all choices. There's no way in the world you can continue to vote blue, Black America. I don't know what white America, what Hispanic America, but Black and brown is not, we are not in solidarity with nobody but ourselves. And that's just real. And it's not to be rude because we have allies. Shout out to Ramona that's watching. Shout out to Kate. We have a lot of white allies, but we got to save ourselves. And the only way we can save ourselves is we cannot vote Democrat. So we can't. It's just not. It's not good for us. It's not. It's never going to be good for us. That's no, absolutely not. Um, Mr. Gregory once said that if you take money out of their pockets, they'll start listening. Yes, and if you start letting these people know that we are voting for, I mean, it's going to be a red wave, and when I say my goal is to register as many Black Republicans in the city of Chicago, I mean, yes, it's going to be a red wave. We're going to start I'm going to start pushing our young kids to start caring about themselves and being self-sufficient. That is why I am for segregation. We got everything we need to build our communities up. Everything we need. We shouldn't even have to go downtown and plead with them sell out aldermen about getting a lot. Nigga, that's my lot. Matter of fact, this is all my stuff. Just like how y'all steal properties and steal stuff, this is my shit. Nah. That's my lot right there. That's my lot right there. What are you gonna do? Take me to jail? If I start, what you gonna do? What you gonna do? Because because all y'all do is sell our communities out anyway. So what are you gonna do? Literally, what are you going to do? We need to start boycotting these gas stations and all that. If y'all don't have no money for us, or if you're not trying to put some money in the communities or making sure these kids, they're not even paying for these kids. I don't even hear kids talk about AAU no more. But when it comes to gaming trucks and stuff like that, come out for the community. How much money that you making in gas, black gas, and you don't, and I can't go into the gas station on 35th and use the bathroom. I can't use it. Y'all ain't got no. I can't. You want my money, but if I use, but if I have to use the bathroom, they ain't got no public restroom. However, I can go up north to them gas stations and I can use the bathroom up there. Just little stuff like that. They play in our face all day. They play in our face all day, and y'all continue to let them, and then blame it on Trump. No. Um, Also, Mr. Gregory believed that until black people control their own economic power, they will always be at the mercy of those who did. And yes, and this is the problem. Nobody, we run this. We are the culture of America. We are the Bank of America. We have a 1.8 trillion dollar spending. Black America. Black America. We literally can go do our own thing and let the whites and the foreigners fight against these raggedy political groups. If you want to keep it 100, we got the money. Y'all don't listen to us anyway. We got the entertainment, we got the sports, we got the food, we got the culture, we got the flavor, we got the swag, we got the music, we got the fashion. Like, come on now. We got it all. And we have so many allies that's rocking with us. Dr. Claude Anderson, one of his things he always says, if you do not own and control anything, you have no power. He pushes for us to have black ownership. He warned us about this illegal immigration thing that they keep trying to talk about, this black and brown, this black and brown. It ain't no black and brown until black get everything they need in our communities. We want our communities to look just like Pilsen. We want our communities, we want everything. We want our communities to look like Lincoln Park. We want our communities to look like Lakeview. We want our communities to have everything that they're entitled to have, because we pay the same, if not more, in property taxes and taxes than anybody else. How many other foreign countries are you going to let come over here and make a community in our city or in our states? We've got what? Chinatown, Mexican. We got little India. We got Devon Ave. They got all the Indians up there. You've got, like I said, Chinatown. You got the Mexican land. You got all this place. But then when you come over here with us, we barely got King Drive. We barely have King Drive. Without economic power, political and social power, everything, our vote means nothing. And that's real. Malcolm X. Don't spend your money where you can't work. Malcolm X. What else did Malcolm X warn us about? The white what? Liberal. The Civil Rights Movement, Civil Rights Act, I'm be quite honest, and y'all can unfollow me, y'all can be whatever. The Civil Rights Act was the worst thing that they could have gave us. We was doing fine. We were so used. We after they bombed our Black Wall Streets and stuff like that, and we got our stuff together. Once we boycotted with the Montgomery bus thing and everybody started, we were good. That Civil Rights Act thing did us no good. They had 20 years of manipulating the whole shit to get it to where it's all messed up. Affirmative action did us no good after the first 5 years. Everybody else started getting in on that and pushing us out. Then they dumped the crack in our communities and then got us on drugs, and then they took the father out and all that stuff, and we had no leaders fighting for that. Matter of fact, Maxine Waters and all them was pro the crime bill at the time, and y'all still talking about something. Oh my God, can I get a picture with Maxine Waters? Fuck Maxine. So you see what I'm saying? So when it came to all this stuff, honestly, like that, we were good. That's why I feel like the Martin Luther King Boulevards everywhere. That's why they trash. They trash because honestly, that was it. That was not good for us. And that's why what happened with this election had to happen. A lot of black people, a lot of young black people are up. You understand? And a lot of them have said things like this. But you've got the aunts and the grand. No, you can't say it like that, or no, you got to be politically correct. It ain't no politically correct when they're stealing our tax dollars. It's no politically correct when our communities look like this. It's no politically correct when CVS has the V in there, but we have no trades in our schools. But Lane Tech has everything. There's no well, there's no politically correct when you got a piece of crap mayor who sits in the camera, looks at us, bites that bottom lip like he is a sex symbol, and says that I spent 20 times more on black Chicagoans than the migrants. And people are eating it up. People are eating it up. I reached out to Charlotte Roberts. I got faith. Charlotte Roberts, that's Herman Roberts' daughter. Look up who Herman Roberts is. Herman Roberts was a legend in the city. Roberts Hotel. He was the first one of the first people to have a nightclub here. Mr. Gregory performed there. A lot of black people performed there. Wait, this Charlotte Roberts, this is her daddy. She had a procurement services up there at City Hall. I see her standing next to this idiot at one of the press conferences, and my thing is like, I don't, like that made me feel some type of way, because my thing is, though, that he doing Chicago dirty. Your daddy's legacy is on the south side of Chicago. And you standing next to this man, I don't care, like, a job is a job, but now I'm gonna always look at you sideways. Somebody has to let him know that what he's doing is wrong. Somebody also has to let him know that, because my thing is, though, y'all getting a check, but how long you gonna get this check for? You know, as long as I'm getting something. So what about the whole of Chicago? You can't have years in procurement services, Charlotte. You literally can't have years in procurement services and you see our communities look the way they look. You asking people, first of all, he told you to write a letter to ask vendors and stuff, could they take a 3% to 5% a cut when it comes to vendor contracts, when the city takes years to pay you in the first place. No, why don't y'all take a cut of y'all services? I mean, y'all what's it called? Yeah. When you try to get paid, y'all salaries. Why don't y'all take cuts? Why don't all the progressive aldermen down there, why don't they put their money together and make them one big shelter for the migrants? How about that? How about any black person down there that thinking that Brandon Johnson's doing a good job? Why don't y'all put y'all money together and give it to CTU so CTU can pay whatever they want to do? Stop using our tax dollars. Okay? We have a lot of morons that are running the city of Chicago in a lot of these departments. I mean, when I say they can't get, I mean, I don't know if these are CPS graduates. I don't know what this is. I don't know, but this is embarrassment. Like, you've got people down there who do not care. You've got these salaries that do not make sense. Even with Pedro Martinez makes $326,000 a year. For what? How does he make that much money? Like some of this stuff don't be adding up, but we allow, like, nah. Like, people really need to start homeschooling their children. Okay? People need to start, there's some great teachers and stuff out here. People need to start pulling their money and get 2 or 3 teachers and let them homeschool your kids at a house. I would take my kids up out of these schools. I would not go out to eat unless I have to, and it would only be black owned. I would not go to the grocery store unless I absolutely had to. I would not go to Target unless I absolutely had. I wouldn't spend not $1 with any foreigner. Any foreigner in our community, they shouldn't get $1. The corner stores should be empty. Everything should be in there expired. Okay, the gas stations, I would not go to one gas station over here. I would go to a white-owned gas station before I go to these foreign gas stations. They are messing up our communities, and they've been doing it for a long time. I wouldn't eat a beef and broccoli. I wouldn't eat no Chinese food over here at all. I wouldn't go nowhere near any of these foreign businesses in our communities. Absolutely not. Let them go back home or go somewhere else, or they start giving to the community and getting better gas. Like there's no way. Um, um, uh, um, Cinco de Mayo, y'all bet not be at. You better go to Taylor Tacos. Taylor Tacos, she's black owned. They got some other black owned taco pots. Set up a taco bar for yourself. Don't no, absolutely not. No, everybody got money but us. Y'all out here talking about he's taking jobs. Y'all don't do nothing anyway on the federal level. These government jobs, y'all lazy as I don't know what. The unions are not going to save you because they're getting fed up as well. CTU union is drowning. All the other unions are drowning. I'm saying, like, yeah, people getting fed up. Enough is enough. So that's honestly, and any of our allies, they'll do the same thing. Please, if you're an ally of Black Chicago, if you're an ally of Chicago Fits Red, if you're an ally to me, stop spending your money with these foreigners in our communities, in your communities, and only spend your money when you absolutely have to. Until the feds get here, because it's RICO time, and until the Democratic Party realize that y'all aren't going to stop anything. Y'all aren't going to stop anything. There's nothing for you to stop. Okay? Y'all burning up Teslas, your animals. Okay? Your LGBTQ people that's fighting for pronouns and all that stuff. Y'all walking around naked with rainbow flags and stuff, like looking like fools. All of that. Like, y'all literally look like clowns. This is not like, what are y'all protesting? Like, honestly, your hate for Trump, that's a personal issue. Honestly, and y'all getting paid. A lot of these protesters getting paid, but that's a personal issue. Your hate for Elon Musk, the same Elon Musk, and y'all on his X right now. All y'all do is talk crap about Elon Musk on his social media platform that he's making money off of. It sound like idiots. Like, y'all, yeah, like y'all no. If y'all really want change, stop spending your dollar unless you absolutely have to. And it's honestly, it does not take a lot to do that. It does not take a lot to do that. At all. Okay? Call out the BS when you see the BS. You understand? Have faith, because a lot of people are losing their faith. Anybody that tries to make you feel bad about not being in solidarity with the Brown, just look up all the money that they stole. The Brown here in Chicago, and probably the Brown, and I don't know. You can try any other migrant cities, sanctuary cities, but I know for sure the Brown here stole $2.2 billion and are trying to push for this shelter to be in Hyde Park instead of Pilsen, or instead of instead of Pilsen, instead of Little Village, instead of their areas. Okay, you're gonna try to put it in our community. You're gonna try to put it, and then you're gonna put it in Hyde Park at that. Yeah, hell to the no. So yeah, we got this. We got this. Like, we literally, and Black-owned businesses, you're going to have to work, because I'm trying to tell you, Y'all are charging too much, like too much for prices that you don't need. Like, you don't be in business. If you gotta charge like the Bureau Bar, if you gotta charge $30 for one drink, you don't need to be in business. Like, you really don't need to be in business. $23 for eight to 10 wings, you don't need to be in business. You really don't need to be in business. Like, yeah, like, that's not how this is gonna work. Okay? Especially when you ain't got no chef back there. Y'all be switching chefs out and stuff like that because y'all don't hire chefs. If you want any type of restaurant, especially in Chicago, Chicago is known for good food, you're going to have to spend some money on your chef. If that means you got to pay your chef more than you pay yourself, then you got to do that. The money going to come. If the food is good, the money's going to come. But you cannot not pay your chef and then have these crazy prices. And then when you can't find nobody, then you go get a Hispanic to come make our food, and they don't know how to make it. Just like some of y'all don't know how to make their food. Yeah. So I don't want to hear that too. Oh, we don't have enough. We don't got enough people that work. Y'all don't want to pay nobody. Y'all don't really, honestly, y'all don't want to pay nobody, and I get it. That we ain't got the money like that, but we do got the money like that. We're just not demanding it, and y'all just keep giving y'all vote to the Democratic Party, who's stealing the money for all these black people that's in the Democratic Party stealing the money and pocketing it. Yeah, so we got the money. That's why we need a forensic audit. That's why we need a forensic audit in all these departments. I know what you're saying, but yeah, this is $30 is a tariff within itself. It is. Y'all talking about tariffs, nigga? Y'all doing it right here. You gonna charge me $30 for a shot of Don Julio when I can go spend $10 more and go get a fifth? Yeah, that's not broke. That's not broke vibes. That's y'all ready to go out of business ASAP. Y'all want to go out of business. So yeah. So as freedmen community, as freedmen, we don't have to take any of this. And if you know your privilege, which I need everybody to understand that everybody has privilege. Everybody in America who's a United States American citizen, born and raised here, has a privilege. And I really need black people to understand that we have a privilege just as anybody else. Matter of fact, our privilege is mightier than anything else because we excel in anything we want to do. We excel in anything we want to do. We just have low self-esteem when it comes to our black privilege. We out here arguing with each other about which party is better for us. When the Democratic Party for the last 40 years has shown you that they do not care. And the people who are still in these elected positions that need to retire are continuing to run for office like Tony Dwayne Preckwinkle. You just announced you were just announcing. Mary, they say Maxine Ward is going to announce it again. Why? So y'all can continue to keep the corruption going until you find somebody that can come and could keep the corruption going. It'll be. I probably smile for 365 days if they say that they're investigating Tony Preckwinkle. Tony Preckwinkle was a crooked alderman. She's a crooked Cook County Board president. You've got Timothy Evans, who was a crooked alderman and crooked chief judge. You got Brandon Johnson, who's stupid and crooked and an idiot, along with his dumb administration. And then you're dealing with Lori Lightfoot, her. She was crooked and dumb and thinking she was better. Like it's just a whole bunch of crookedness. And it's all in the Democratic Party, and it's all and the people who have been holding us down is black black people, these black elites, this black boule, this corrupt. And I'm not saying all Divine Nine is bad, because it's not. It's not that. Like, all judges aren't bad, all police aren't bad, all black Democrats are not bad. However, you being a Democrat right now is an embarrassment for yourself, for your family, for your future. There is nothing. There is nothing great or monumental about the Democratic Party. They are literally trying to this is communist. They are literally trying to push a weird socialist corrupt agenda in a capitalist society and acting like they're for the people when they're not. And you see this with what's going on now. How many protests are you going to do? Y'all been protesting every week since he's been in office. The U.S. Postal Service people protested last week talking about that he's cutting jobs. The U.S. Postal Service customer service has been the worst ever since I was a child. Okay? They so rude and mean at the post office, it doesn't make any sense. Now that somebody's willing to threaten your job and not and saying and finding other ways how we can get our mail and stuff, because we don't get our mail anyway. They have a $20 guarantee, right? If you do it overnight, say you want overnight something for $20, they say they got a money back guarantee if you don't get it. For the last year and a half, I have sent stuff overnight. They don't ever get there the next night. And then when you try to get your money back, it is a hassle, and you're not going to get it back until a year later. Nobody ain't going to keep, that's why they call it $20. They don't care. You understand? So if it get there, it get there. If it don't, it don't, because they know it's going to take a year for you to get your money back. That little $20. So the postal workers, protest about getting more. You need more security or something, or more or stuff like that, because you're getting shot. You're getting shot and killed. Okay, that's what I'd be protesting about: getting more safety precautions, and getting some people in there to help y'all with common sense and with customer service skills, because you're terrible. You understand? You got Palestine people that protest every week, and at that point, y'all getting paid. Y'all just getting paid. You've got the socialist, communist people that's with the Palestine people that's protesting. You understand what I'm saying? Like, that's a whole thing over there. You understand? And then I keep seeing a lot of black people fall in line with that. Nah, that don't got nothing to do with us. Like I said, we can't help nobody until we help ourselves. That's real. I hate seeing black Americans fight for everybody that's in another country than fight for the people right here in the United States of America or in your own city. Like, that's some type of self-hatred that you have for yourself and America and your people. And the fact that you try to guilt trip people or make people feel some type of way if they don't fight for people that's in a whole nother country is insane to me, because not one of these Muslims has came to me and asked me, what do I need when it comes to fighting for my family's property? At all. So, and I'm starting to sad too. You hear people say that they moving to different cities. I thought there was a lady I seen at Alderman Lopez event yesterday. She said that her and her husband is thinking about moving to Florida. You understand? You hear other people. I was talking to a man earlier today. He thinking about moving to South Dakota. You understand what I'm saying? Like, I hate to hear people saying that they moving from the city due to the chaos, due to the violence, due to property taxes. And you've got this idiot as a mayor that's basically ignoring the Chicago citizens. He keeps saying, I'm working for the people of Chicago. Who? Who was a good Southside alderman? Shit. I guess Bill. He the only one. They got some new development in his ward, and he said that come from a lot of private funding. He said he didn't even go through the city because the city owns some bull BS. So probably Bill. Um, huh? She said Southside. But yeah, Bill. Yeah, that's the only one I can vouch for because he ain't the only one. He ain't scared to speak up down there. The rest of them people down there is scary. Yeah. So Bill, you say Memphis is number one for people leaving. Well, yeah, after they killed Dolph. Like, yeah, long live Dolph. I love young Dolph. I was so sad when that happened. But yeah, I love Dolph. I listen to Dolph every morning, along with Jay-Z too and Nas. But yeah, and that's another thing. We got to go back and start listening to our music. We need to start listening to our music back like the early 90s, 80s when it comes to like rap, early 2000s. But we got to listen because I'm trying to tell you, it's a lot of gems in our music that we need to use now. And even in our music in the 70s, in the 60s, like we literally got to go back and listen to our music. They have really messed us up with the TV and everything on the TV. Nah, that that box ain't. Like you got to go back and listen to music. You got to go back and listen to old audio stuff. Back in the day when Tom Joyner is one of my favorite people as well. Like when they had Tom Joyner Morning Show on, like that really was a monumental experience for black families to listen to on the way to school. My mother used to turn on Tom Joyner Morning Show every morning, taking us to school. Like the fly jock, to learn about him was the first, him being a fly jockey going from Chicago to Texas. Like we got to get back into audio stuff. Get a record player. Go get some old records and listen to our elders. Like that is the only way as well, because this TV got our brain fried. They got it fried. Yeah. Now, yeah, this new music. Now, don't get me wrong. I like some of these new rappers and stuff. However, yeah, some of this stuff be all suicidal and basically drug yourself to death. Yeah, it's basically like suicidal music, suicidal rap music. Like they ain't got nothing to live for. They ain't got nothing to live for because you don't have nobody in our community that's giving us hope. And the ones who are trying to school our kids or teach our kids something or want better for our kids, they have shadow banned them, silenced them, threaten to take their money and stuff like that if they speak out. So yeah, but yeah, I mean, even with drill music, like I'm not gonna. I listen to some of that music. I like G Herbo. You know what I'm saying? I like Chief Keef and stuff. I'm not gonna say it's balance. It's balance and common sense. And when you're fighting the city, when you're fighting a corrupt city like this, you gotta listen to the drill music. Okay, you gotta listen to the drill music. Okay, I listen to a lot of 21 Savage before I go down to 121 North LaSalle Street. Okay, because you got I like I said to Tony Preckwinkle, in order to fight the city of Chicago and Cook County, you got to turn into a devil and the gangster disciple, because these people are soulless. These people are soulless. And the only way that you can get these raggedy black politicians out of office is demanding that RICO, getting registered to vote these people out, start going to their town hall meetings, show up today churches, pastor alderman hall. You understand what I'm saying? pull up even these brown places, these progressive aldermen stuff. Pull up to their town halls, to they know your rights and all them type of stuff. Yeah, this our city, this y'all city. This is y'all ain't about to do nothing like that. That's how you do it. That's how you do it. Okay, it's RICO. These people going to jail. We want forensic audit. Like I said, reach out to y'all aldermen and let them know it's RICO time. Let Kwame Raoul, he going to jail too because he can't be found. So clearly he is doing stuff that he's not supposed to be doing. Make sure that JB Pritzker is the worst governor of all time. So I don't understand why people keep vouching for him. And that's because a lot of black people are not politically aligned. We are out here so mad at the wrong person. Y'all hate Trump. Y'all literally hate Trump for what? And when you ask, all they do is start going off on you. And then when you walk away, they be like, you ignorant. No, you ignorant because you can't even give me a reason why. But I can give you a whole list of what racist Joe Biden did. I also can give you a whole list of what y'all was about to put in there. Kamala Harris, I can give you why she did not get picked either. Besides you trying to push her as a black woman. But I can give you reasons why. So yeah. So in conclusion, I'm for segregation, and a lot of other people are as well. I remember I was thinking about this on Saturday when I decided to do it. Like, we're not boring. Like, we're not boring at all. Like, if we literally, like, if they was to say, if because y'all love to say that he's racist or whatever, but if Trump was to say today, I believe that everybody should go back. It should be segregation. Thank you, and thank you. So then we can work on next is our money. Okay, I need my money. I need, you remember that money that the government owes us for enabling slavery. Yeah, remember that 13th, 14th, and 15th Amendment. Trump that y'all speaking about that they trying to use for the illegals. Like, y'all don't understand what this man is doing. They literally was lumping us in with the people of color, with the black and brown, with the LGBTQ, with the foreigners. They were getting we were getting diluted. We were getting diluted into something that we had nothing to do with and getting crumbs. He came up and separated all of that. And y'all don't even see the blessing. Like, y'all literally do not see the blessing. Like, he had to separate that. That 13th, 14th, and 15th Amendment don't have nothing to do with no Hispanics, and it don't have nothing to do with no white people. And they know that. And our real allies know that. They literally was trying to lump us in with a whole bunch like cattle. Like, literally, they did not care. And all the white racist liberal, the white racist Drew, the foreigners, the sellouts, all of them are standing on the backs of us to get everything for their communities, for themselves, and then leaving us with nothing. And we arguing with each other about the Republicans being racist. Like, that's crazy to me. Insane. Yeah. So yeah, he did what he had to do. He did what he had to do. Now it's about doing proposals. You understand? I know who I voted for, and like I said, in June, I'm planning a trip to DC, 1600 Pennsylvania Avenue, because at the end of the day, I need Trump to settle my case. Okay? And I know that Trump ain't getting my stuff because at the end of the day, they don't want. Do you know when Trump settled my case? Because he's gonna settle my case. If these people don't settle it first. However, it looks like they're not gonna settle it because you have an idiot as a mayor and you have an idiot as corporate counsel. And even though he sits here and doesn't talk to Pritzker, he does. And they all told them to leave this case alone because, again, They've been stealing property and land in our communities for so long and all over the United States that if they was to settle this case, which they should have did it 2 years ago before it got everybody's watching it and looking at it. Um, you know how many other people they gonna have to settle with? I'm not the only one that kept everything. I'm not the only one that's delusional. Like they literally have been taking our land and property for a very long time, and they've been getting away with it because I know for sure the city of Chicago is running an illegal eminent domain scheme in the buildings department. Yes, he did buy the position. So yeah, but yeah. So that's it. Thank y'all for coming to listen to us. And yes, the Democrats are our worst enemy, and there's nothing else that you can say about it. Yeah, April 6th is Red Hour in DuPage County. If you have not RSVP'd, we've got 2 spots left. You got RSVP at Chicago All Hands on Deck at gmail.com. And we are Famous Friday, which is Desmond Yancey, 5th Ward. And March 31st, there will be a meeting. Let me get this stuff together because this meeting a lot people need to go to. So hold on. Uh, March 31st from 6 to 8 at Nichols Park, 1355 East 53rd Street, corner of 54th and Dorchester. Um, it will be the Hyde Park residents that will be focusing on the lack of transparency regarding the transformation of the Chicago Lakeshore Hotel into a permanent 750 plus bed homeless shelter without sufficient community input. And the failed Lakeshore and Best Western Hotel, privately owned by Tash Patel, um, and Ron Patel, and R. Patel too, which is Ron Patel, were originally presented at a temporary emergency shelter as early as winter 2022-2023, and then again September 2023. Now I told y'all 2022-2023, that was when Lori Lightfoot was in office, and she gave them over $830,000 to house them people the first time. I don't know how much in September 2023, but I know 2022, 2023, that's how much the city gave Tesh Patel and Ron Patel. Um, Mr. Patel is profiting greatly from his venture with no benefit to our community. The facility was converted into a permanent shelter as of the first week of January 2025, serving up to 750 unhoused individuals, affecting the equilibrium and resources of our Hyde Park Kenwood neighborhood. The state funding will end June 30th, 2025, with transfer of the contract into the city's possession. A request for a proposal will be made seeking a nonprofit or for-profit agency to operate that shelter. The potential property value declines up to 17%. Now, mind you, Hyde Park is one of the most affluent communities, black communities in the city of Chicago. It's a decrease in the quality of life in the neighborhood, increase in neighborhood foot traffic and loitering, safety concerns for residents and businesses, sanitation issues, more garbage, mostly food and food containers, leading to increased rat infestations, public urination and defecation, noise disturbances, more emergency calling lead to frequent sirens, disruptions, loud music from cars, unrelated, unregulated activities, haircuts, food vendors, and car repairs in parks and on the side streets, riding bikes, including motorized on the sidewalks, public alcohol and drug use with empty and broken bottles and used drug paraphernalia left behind, increased presence of drug dealers, increase in graffiti and property damage, and parking struggles. Now, y'all already know Hyde Park already has always been a struggle when it comes to parking over there. However, they got vehicles over there without tags and stuff like that. Then that man got shot and killed. He was shot in the head, and then they burned his apartment, and then they took his Lamborghini and hit and crashed it into a decider wall or something like that. So I'm just saying this is what they're doing over here in Hyde Park. Okay, this is the black and brown that they keep talking about. This right here is disrespectful. Okay, and you've got a black mayor who does not care. You have the Hispanic KKK in there of Andre Vasquez, who was the chairman of housing. Of refugee, immigrant and refugee rights. You've got Beatrice Ponce de Leon, who was the deputy mayor of immigrants and refugee rights, who's some crap. You've got his chief of staff, that Zayas lady. She's some trash. Then you've got Rosanna Rodriguez Sanchez and Park District Superintendent Carlos Romero Rosa, then Brian Cicho Lopez, who was the chairman of housing and real estate. You understand what I'm saying? Like, they're running the city of Chicago, and they're running Chicago into the ground, and they are starting with the South Side, and that is why we need to rise up. I plan on doing Chicago Fist Red plans on holding a rally on the South Side. We plan on holding a rally on the North Sides. We plan on holding a rally on the, I don't know about the West Side, but definitely South Side, North Sides, and what's up if the West Side is welcoming us over there, then yes, we'd be happy to do one over there too. But it's time for rally time, and there's a lot of people that's ready to mobilize and organize, because there's a lot of entrepreneurs out here. There's a lot of people who are for profit out here. There's a lot of people who are capitalists out here that are not seeing no money, because all the money's being stolen, and they're trying to push these weird socialist crap agendas in our communities. So it's all hands on deck, and that's just how it's going to be. So I need everybody to come out May 31st from 6 to 8 at Nichols Park. If you can't, tell somebody. Okay? And June 30th is when this contract will be ending, and they're going to try to give it to the city. We don't got no money. We have nothing. We have nothing at all. These people need to go home. Okay? The federal government, Trump is not giving them any money, and that's what they're really mad at. They're really mad because Trump cut their funding off, and that is what they're mad about. Y'all not getting another dollar until Pam Bondi and Cash Patel come here and start arresting y'all. Yeah. So no. And as far as April 5th, Black America, Black Chicago, and allies, we do not need to, this on Saturday, April 5th from 12 to 2. This is not for us. And it's sponsored by Illinois Coalition for Immigrant and Refugee Rights, Equity Illinois, Together We Will, Sierra Club, Chicago Federation of Labor, Personal PAC, Pre-Choice, No Exceptions, and Indivisible Chicago. All progressive, socialist, corrupt sponsors that got a lot of money and paying people to come out here. Because honestly, ain't nobody doing this because they want to do this. You're getting paid. Get $100. Get $100 a day to stand out there with your little sign, act like y'all care. Y'all don't care about no. They do it when it comes to these unions. When it's time to pack City Hall up, they'll go find some people to put on them T-shirts and they give them $100 to come down there and give them some words to say, and they be acting like they not even in a union. Okay, there's a website they go to too, and you can pick out what type of people, what type of mass crowd that you want to come out. It could be between 10 people to 100 people, and they will pay you. They will get you. You can get paid. So yeah, but that's all I want to say. Thank y'all. We'll see y'all Friday for Famous Friday. And I see. Oh, then Saturday I got something too, but I ain't gonna post it until Saturday. All right, y'all. Peace.